Now, hundreds of years after Isaiah, the descendants of King David were once again taken over by an enemy force, the Romans, who occupied the land and ran the government. And at this time, there was a man named Joseph. He was a descendant of King David, and he was engaged to a woman named Mary. But Mary was pregnant. But this was no ordinary pregnancy. Mary was still a virgin. It was God's Spirit that created the pregnancy within her. And at one point, the Roman government called for a tax census, and everyone had to go to the hometown of their ancestors to register. So, along with many people, Mary and Joseph went, and they traveled to Bethlehem. And while they were there, it came time for Mary to give birth. And she wound up staying in a place where the animals were, and she was there when she gave birth to a son. And they named him Jesus, and they put him in the feeding trough, and wrapped him up in little cloths. And 40 days later, it was time for them to go up to Jerusalem, to a place where there was a time for the annual, they were going up for his baby dedication. And so when they went up to the temple there was a man who had been in Jerusalem. His name was Simeon. Now Simeon, he was a very devout man, and he was there just waiting for the promised king to come. And he somehow knew it had been revealed to him that he wouldn't die until he saw the promised king. And so that day, Simeon felt compelled to go to the temple. And that's where he was when Mary and Joseph came with Jesus. And when he saw Jesus, he took Jesus in his arms and he held him and he prayed, "Oh God, now I can die in peace. I've seen the Savior that you've sent for all people. He will be the light that guides all nations to you. And he will cause your people, the Israelites, to be known in all of the world." Well, Mary and Joseph were just amazed at what Simeon was saying. And then Simeon turned to them and said, "Your son will be rejected by many in Israel, and it will be to their destruction. But for others, he will become their greatest joy."